Hello and welcome back to my channel CAD with Jordan. Today we're going on to our third practice piece, and that is this little piece right here. As usual, what we're going to do is we're going to go from this drawing that I've done. So much like in the previous two videos, what you need to do here is stop and then screenshot this. Once you've screenshotted it, you can then follow along with me, because I'll be looking at this drawing the whole time. Alternatively, you could just watch the video and pause as you go, and then we'll go through how we put this thing together. So let's jump right in. As usual, we're going to go new and then start up a standard part in millimeters, and then we're going to take a look at our drawing. So to begin with, what I'll do is I'll begin building this base plate first, then I'll start to add the other features such as this little dip here and then this circular part, and of course the holes as well. So to begin with, we need to know the size of this base plate. So we can see it's 100 by 60 at 6mm thick. So just to begin with, I'm going to start up a sketch. You do it on the bottom plane, and now what I'll do is I will draw a rectangle at 100 by 60. Then I'm going to be using my constraints, and I'm going to constrain the center of this line to our datum point, and then the same for the horizontal constraint on our vertical line here, and that means our part is constantly centered around our datum point here. So now that we've got that, I'm just going to extrude it by the 6mm thick that I mentioned before, and now we have a rectangle the same size as this, and what we need to do is create our 20 by 40mm chamfers. So most people would typically start a sketch and then just do it from there, but I'm going to show you how to use the chamfer tool. To begin with, we need to obviously select our chamfer tool at the top here, and then we're going to select from our three modes here 2 distances. We have the option of 1, which makes a equal one, which isn't what we're looking for. Then we have a angular one, which obviously isn't what we're looking for as well, and we're using the 2 distances. So put in your dimensions at 20 by 40 as shown on the drawings, and then we're just going to select the corner that we want to apply the chamfer to. Now you may realize that it's actually it's going the wrong direction, and the way that you'd flip that round is by using this arrow here, and you'll see that it changes so that the 40mm is on the shorter side here rather than the longer, but what we actually want is it on the longer side. So I'm just going to apply that chamfer to both the edges, just like so. And now that we have our base plate done, what we're going to do is we're going to add in our holes here. So they're 6mm holes, and they're 15mm in and 12.5 from the edges. So to begin with, what I'll do is start a sketch here, and then I'm going to project the edges as always, because it's just a good habit. And then I'm just going to place in 2 points next to one another. Then I'm going to constrain these 2 points because I know they want to be in line with one another. You'll see when I move one, the other moves along with it. And then we're going to use the dimension tool to just locate our points, and these points will be exactly where our holes go. So 15 by 12.5, and now that both the holes are in there, we can pull out the hole tool up here, and that will automatically select both of these points. And then we just need to make sure that we put in the correct size, type and threads. So take a look here, it is just a smooth hole, so there's no threads on it, and that goes all the way through, and it is a 6mm hole. So I'm just going to type in 6 right here, and now you'll see that the hole is 6, and we know that it is a smooth hole, so we need to ensure that we select the smooth. And now we can type in our 6mm diameter, and there's our holes. So on to the very next part. What we'll do is we'll do this little divot now, and we can see that it is a 30mm by 20mm rectangle with 5mm fillets, and this is located 25mm in away from the end. Sorry that I didn't include that originally, I forgot that part. So it is in the center, as you can see from this center line here, a 30 by 20, 5mm fillets, 25mm away from this end. So I'm going to start my sketch, create a rectangle at 30 by 20, and then I'm going to use the dimension tool to set it 25mm away from the end, and then I'm going to use my horizontal constraint to align the center of this rectangle with our datum point, ensuring that it is in the center line, which is currently being represented by this line here. Lastly, what we're going to do is use the fillet tool and apply a 5mm fillet to each of these corners, and the way we do that is by selecting both of the lines that the fillet will be between. And there you go. Now that is our little divot created. We need to know how deep down it goes, and you can see here that it is 3mm deep. So I'll simply change it to 3mm, and you'll see right now that it's actually coming off of the part, and what we want to do is change the direction and change the output to a cut, and it typically does this automatically. So just press OK, and there you go, that is your extrude. Lastly, we're going to take a look at this circular piece at the top here, and that is pretty simple. So what we need is a circle or two circles drawn on the part at 16 and 20 mil diameter, and this is located 25 mil away from the end and of course centered once again. So as usual, we're going to start another sketch on this part, and then I'm just going to draw in a circle anywhere at 16 and then with the same center point 20. Now what I need to do is obviously use my horizontal constraint again from the circle center to our datum point, and then we need to know how far it is away from the end here, and I've forgotten that, but it is 25 as you can see here, so I'll just type in 25 and there you go, that should move in place. So there is the sketch that we need for the geometry. Now we need to use the extrude tool to bring it up by 20 mil. Just like that. So now the arguably hardest part of this is creating the circle through the center here, and you'll see that it goes through on both sides. Most beginners do struggle with this, and I do have a video on this already. As you'll see, we're not actually able to start a sketch on a curved face. It'll be easy on a flat face, it allows that. So what we need to do is create a flat face that we can use. Now I tend to use the origin planes, and this is why I get you to use the constraints to center it. That way this origin plane is our center point. So we can just make that visible by pressing right click and then V, and then that automatically makes it visible. From there we're going to start a sketch on our new plane, and then we're going to start drawing in our circle. So if we take a look, the circle itself is 2.5 mil radius, and because radius is from the center to the edge, the hole is actually 5 mil in diameter. And this is 10 mil up and of course centered to our new piece of geometry. So I'll grab the circle tool, draw in a 5 mil hole, and this will be 10 mil from the bottom here as shown on the drawings. And now we have our circle in the correct place. Actually no, we don't. What we need to do is we need to just draw in a construction line on the center point here, and then I'm going to make it a construction line, and as you'll see that has turned to a dotted line. Now what we can do is we need to move our circle center here to be on this construction line. Now if you don't want to be moving your model around an awful lot, you can press F7, and what that will do is cut the piece in half or all the way to the sketch that you're drawing on. So that just means the rest of the model won't get in the way. Anyway, we're going to take out our constraint here, and then we're just going to select our circle center and our construction line, and now you'll see that the sketch has actually turned black, meaning that it is fully defined and it will no longer move. So that's typically what you want to go for when you're doing sketches. That way you know that when you make edits down the line, it will still work. So now that the hole is there, we're going to press E, and then we're going to do a multi-directional or symmetrical behavior, and we're going to cut, and then we're just going to choose the through all button, and this will ensure that it goes through all of the part. And now that we're done, you'll see that we have our hole on both sides, and we've managed to create a hole on a curved surface, which is always good. So there you go, that is the end of our part right here. Something else I really wanted to mention is that I currently have a 100% discount on my course that is on Udemy. The link is in the description. Please feel free to check it out. The discount code only works till the 17th of August, so jump on that while it's still free. And yeah, thank you very much for watching.